Welcome back, guys. So I'm going to use my notepad and a pen to show you this example, and it's going to be quite a realistic example of a couple that owns a house with a value of $750,000 and the mortgage is $350,000. Now, the first thing that we need to do is we need to estimate the total equity we've got in the property. So that's going to be relatively simple. Equity is the difference between the value and the mortgage. So 750 minus 350, that equals to $400,000. Now, can you use the entire amount of equity towards the new property? No, you cannot. The bank needs you to leave 20% of the value of your home in the equity, and you can only take out the rest. So what we do is we estimate what's the 20% of $750,000. So 20% times 750k, I'm going to shorten the numbers, and that's going to be 150k. So this is the amount we absolutely cannot touch. However, we've got quite a large amount of total equity, which is $400,000. So the investable equity then, that's a whole lot of word of equity in this video. Very repetitive. I know it's very annoying. So 400 minus 150, that equals to $250,000. So the way you need to look at this $250,000 is the same as if you had cash in the bank of $250,000. This can form a deposit on 1 or 2 or 3 investment properties, depending on what sort of properties they are going to be and what how much they're going to cost you. So now what we need to determine is the total borrowing capacity. So what's the maximum purchase price that you can buy the property at? We're going to compare the second-hand property and the brand new property and see what this deposit can get you. So if it's a second-hand property, we need a 35% deposit, as you know. So what we do is we take 250,000, we divide it by 35, and we'll multiply it by 100. Yes, it's a very old-fashioned way of calculating it. And let's find out the total that we are going to get. So I'm going to use the calculator over here. So 250,000 divide by 35 multiplied by 100, and we get $714,000. So I'm going to round it if that's okay. Okay, so that's your total budget. So you can purchase any second-hand property in the country up to a value of $714,000. Right, so the second option we are going to consider is off the plans or brand new. Now, with the brand new properties, the bank actually allow you to use 20% deposit only. So you're going to see a massive difference in your borrowing capacity between buying an existing house or buying a brand new property. So if $250,000 is our 20% deposit, that means it's 1/5 of the total value. So the equation for this is very simple. So we take 250k multiplied by 5, and that equals to $1,250,000. So you can see the difference is, absolutely huge. And, if you want, you can probably buy 2 brand new properties for the budget of $1,250,000. The trick is to buy them at the same time. If you buy 1 brand new property today, then if you want to buy second ones 3 months later, then the bank will want you to have 35% deposit in that first rental property that you bought. So you have to be just a little bit smart about it. And the other thing that we need to keep in mind, guys, is that this borrowing capacity doesn't take into account your serviceability. So if the bank will need you to have enough income to finance this borrowing capacity. So that income will come from your own salary, wages, commissions, or self-employed income, and also your rental properties income. So if you don't have enough income from all the sources to pay down this debt, then of course you're not going to be able to borrow this amount. But if you do, then go hard and buy lots of properties. So I hope you found this useful. Sorry you haven't been able to see my face in the second part of the video, but I hope you've learned a new tool. Let me know if you've got any questions.